Now, let me explain this a little more. Why is it important that you don't get used to feeling good? Now, there's nothing wrong with that. If you do want to get used to feeling good and you don't really have any excitement from feeling good, that's fine. But there is something I've noticed again and again, a little cycle that occurs. And I've noticed it within myself, and I've noticed it within other people. So this is a name. Like I said earlier, I don't spend a lot of time thinking about names. This one I literally spent 1 second thinking about while I was typing out this slide. So let's call it the crisis thrill cycle. It's a name that is what it is. It's a cycle where you go from crisis to thrill. So what happens is you're living your life. So let's say that's you. And, it's kind of a typical life. You do whatever you do during the day and you come back and do whatever you do and then go to sleep and then get up the next day and do whatever. And that's fine. Most of the world lives that way. You don't need to know any vibrational stuff. You're just living your life. But I suspect you, and certainly me, the only reason that we're interested in these ideas is because at some point a crisis of some kind has occurred. And that crisis is where your life usually is in some turmoil, to such an extent that even though the rest of the world, the rest of the people around you are telling you that all there is to life is getting up, making some money and going on holiday and eating this and drinking that and then going back to bed and waking up and doing the same thing, for you, that answer is not good enough. There's something within you that says there's something more to it. And so the crisis causes you to go on this search. And for most people, or at least for the people in the manifesting lab, that search has led them to these metaphysical ideas, these law of attraction ideas that are not new. They've existed since human thought has existed. But they've just been rebranded, you could say, as law of attraction. But really, these are eternal ideas. So this crisis takes you to this idea of you create your reality. So reality creation, you could say. And so you start to delve into reality creation. You tend to get involved with all these methods, and you go around the internet and everyone's saying that my technique will get you this stuff, and so you sign up for that thing, and then next person says, oh, but mine will do this, and then you sign up, and then you go around and you can spend years finding all these little methods. Well, I kind of call them hacks, you could say, to fix little things in your life. So you've got a hack to get a new relationship, a hack to get more money, whatever. There's all these little hacks. And so, sooner or later, you may end up in a place like the Manifesting Lab and someone like me moaning at you saying, there's more to life than even these hacks. And so you start to get involved in this law of attraction stuff, and maybe then you start to do some vibrational work, as we like to call it, which is nothing more than feeling good, really, and just getting tuned into who you really are. And so as you do this vibrational work and you start to get good at it, then literally your life becomes thrilling. So you've gone from the idea of the crisis then to the idea of the thrill, because as you do your vibrational work, stuff starts to manifest. Things you've wanted for many years start to appear in your life. You start to really get an idea of how this reality creation stuff works. And so you get your manifestations. You get the relationships, the money, the health, whatever it is you're after. And then what happens? Well, because you've got all your stuff and your current reality looks really good now, you start to observe current reality a lot more than you should. You let your vibrational work slip, and without you even knowing it, then things start to get off a little bit. But you don't really notice it because you're just now drawn completely into current reality because your manifestations were so good, and you kind of drop this vibrational work stuff. And you can see this happening. Oh, I've seen it happen many times with people, not just on the Manifesting Lab, but in other organizations I've been involved with, and where people come, they get advice, they get the thing eventually they want. They forget about all the stuff you told them, and they just think, yeah, that's the thing, my guy, yeah, whatever. And I'm going to go back and now drive my car everywhere. And then eventually that current reality sucks them back in. They start noticing things they don't like about the current reality because you're always going to generate new desires in the current reality. And what will happen eventually is you come back to a crisis. So we have then the crisis thrill cycle. So you're a crisis. Yeah, I'm in a crisis. I'm going to do something about it. Yeah, I'm going to get more deliberate about my life. Oh, now I'm feeling thrilled because everything's going well. And now I'm getting lazy again because I'm just observing current reality and going back to another crisis. So why does this happen? Why does this happen? To me, it happens because of this. This thrill you get is only thrilling until you get used to it. That's an interesting thing to say, and it comes back to the idea I put on the previous screen. You get bored of it. It's a thrill when things start to go right for you. It's a thrill when coincidences happen. It's a thrill when you manifest your stuff. But as you get used to it, the thrill subsides and it just becomes your normal life. And now you start to get bored by it. And as you start to get bored, you start to get a bit lazy with your alignments, and you start to look at current reality more and more. And so you start to slide back down. It's that boredom. Because there is no thrill anymore, then why would you put the effort in? I mean, why not just coast? Coast down the hill. And that's what people do. And I've done it myself many times. And I see other people doing it. So my theory, which I've had for some years now, and I do think it is accurate, is that if you were to bring the thrill back and keep giving yourself a thrill when you do your vibrational work, then you'd never go back to slipping back into another crisis. And so, to me, this is the true value of vibrational world exploration. It's to keep that thrill fresh, to keep you coming back for more. So even when you've got all your stuff, the thrill, the emotional thrill you get from doing this process is so strong and so powerful, it just draws you back to keep using the process.